Imagine for a moment that everything you were taught about emotions and kindness might not be the whole story. Since childhood, most of us have been told to always be nice, always be understanding, and always follow our hearts. But if you look honestly at the world, you might start to notice something strange. The people who always lead with emotion often end up disappointed, betrayed, or taken advantage of. And that raises a powerful question. What if true strength doesn't come from being ruled by emotion, but from mastering it? Centuries ago, a political thinker named Niccolò Machiavelli explored this idea deeply. In his famous work about leadership and power, he didn't describe a perfect world filled with kindness and fairness. Instead, he studied the world as it actually is, full of ambition, competition, and human nature. His lessons weren't about being liked. They were about understanding how influence and control really work. Many of the ideas in this video are inspired by those powerful concepts. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you stayed quiet when someone disrespected you because you didn't want conflict? How many times have you hesitated to act because you felt guilty, worried about what people might think? Those emotions can feel noble, but they can also hold you back. When your decisions are controlled by fear of judgment or the need for approval, your power slowly slips away. Now, don't misunderstand this message. Controlling emotion doesn't mean becoming cruel or heartless. It means learning the discipline to pause before reacting. It means choosing logic over impulse. When someone insults you, reacting emotionally often gives them exactly what they want. But when you stay calm, silent, and controlled, the balance of power changes instantly. History shows us something interesting. The most effective leaders were rarely the most emotional people in the room. They were the ones who observed quietly, calculated carefully, and acted decisively when the moment was right. Instead of revealing every thought and feeling, they mastered the art of self-control. One of the most powerful strategies discussed by Machiavelli is the idea that appearances matter. People often judge based on what they see on the surface. If someone appears calm, confident, and composed, others naturally assume they are capable and strong. But if someone constantly shows anger, insecurity, or desperation, people start to doubt them. This is where the concept of the mask comes in. Not a dishonest mask, but a disciplined one. Imagine being able to remain calm even when you feel pressure. Imagine smiling in situations where others expect you to lose control. Imagine speaking less, listening more, and revealing only what is necessary. That kind of composure creates mystery, and mystery creates influence. Most people talk too much about their plans. They announce their goals, their frustrations, their strategies. But when everyone knows what you are thinking, they can predict your moves. The quiet observer, on the other hand, gathers information. While others speak, he studies their weaknesses, their motivations, their habits. Silence becomes an advantage. Another lesson from these ideas is about perception. You don't always need to prove your strength openly. Sometimes the strongest position is the one that appears calm and harmless. When people underestimate you, they rarely prepare for you, and that gives you room to move strategically. Think of it like a chess game. The player who reacts emotionally often rushes their moves and makes mistakes, but the player who stays calm studies the board, anticipates the opponent's strategy, and waits for the perfect moment. When the decisive move finally comes, it seems effortless. This mindset also teaches an important truth about respect. Many people chase approval. They want everyone to like them. But approval is fragile. It can disappear the moment you stop meeting someone's expectations. Real respect, however, comes from consistency and confidence. When people know that you are disciplined, composed, and difficult to manipulate, they treat you differently. Let's pause for a moment. If you're enjoying this video and finding these ideas interesting, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow, and it allows us to keep exploring powerful ideas like these. Now let's continue. One of the greatest strengths a person can develop is emotional discipline. Imagine someone insults you. Instead of reacting instantly, you pause. You observe. You choose whether responding even benefits you. Many conflicts disappear the moment you refuse to play the game. When you control your emotions, something remarkable happens. Other people's attempts to manipulate you lose their power. Praise no longer inflates your ego, and criticism no longer shakes your confidence. You become steady, like a mountain that cannot be moved by passing storms. This doesn't mean you stop feeling emotions completely. Instead, emotions become tools rather than masters. Anger can motivate action, but it should never control your decisions. Compassion can guide you, but it should not blind you. Discipline becomes the guiding force. Another fascinating idea is that true power often operates quietly. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most influential. Real influence moves silently through strategy, preparation, and timing. When actions speak louder than words, results become impossible to ignore. Imagine being the person who doesn't need to boast or argue. The person who simply delivers results. Over time, that kind of reputation builds naturally. People begin to respect your calmness, your clarity, and your control. Ultimately, the lesson here isn't about domination or manipulation. It's about mastery of yourself, because the hardest person to control in life is not your enemy, not your competitor, but your own mind. When you can stay calm under pressure, think clearly in chaos, and act with purpose, instead of impulse, you gain a kind of strength that very few people ever develop. And that might be the real secret hidden inside these ideas. Power doesn't come from suppressing your humanity. It comes from understanding it, from knowing when to feel, when to pause, and when to act. So ask yourself this question tonight. Are your emotions controlling your life, or are you learning to control them? Because the moment you master your reactions, the world around you begins to change. Opportunities appear where others see obstacles. Respect appears where others demand approval. And suddenly, the person who once reacted to the world becomes the person shaping it. And that is where true personal power begins.